Hi, my name is Hunter Paris, and it is my fourth day being a blockchain developer. Now, I've been doing these tutorials as part of this hackathon that's put on by encode.club, and they have been offering prizes to do these tutorials, very tiny, like $20 prizes. But since I don't know a whole bunch about blockchain, it's worth my time to actually do these tutorials. It'd be worth my time to do the tutorials even without the prizes. So I've done all of the top row here, created a first Substrate chain. And for those of you who don't know, Substrate is the framework that's kind of the underlying technology stack for the Polkadot network. So it's not a language. The language is Rust, which is a very common blockchain language. But it's a framework. And so we built a decentralized app. Yesterday we started a private network. And today I want to skip forkless. I want to skip build a permission network. I want to skip I actually did the contracts one, so we're not going to have a video on those two tutorials. But I would like to have some videos on how to work with smart contracts more in depth far in the future. But today I want to tackle the Substrate Cumulus workshop because I already compiled a lot of the components for it. Speaking of compiling, I need to plug in my external drive here. And what I would advise you is, they advised you need 50 gigabytes for this tutorial. So I started migrating off of my computer, which was filling up of space, and onto the drive. So the one thing I want to tell you is, before you do this Cumulus workshop tutorial, you are going to need to complete the Substrate start a private network one that I did yesterday, and it's the previous video. And I was I don't need to listen to what the tutorial says. Well, I was forced to. So let's go into the tutorial here. And see, there's the hardware requirements: 50 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I can tell you that with these blockchain builds, and again, I haven't done any work in any other blockchains, but at least here, you need serious horsepower to be able to compile these applications. And I have a very, very top of the line 2016 MacBook. And now the year is 2021, so it's like 5.5, 6 years old at this point. And the other thing I just want to advise is, since I'm in the Mac world, the M1 chain of compiling libraries is not like super well supported. I don't know the full details of that. And just for those of you who don't know, the M1 chip is Apple's new Apple-owned architecture. So I personally have zero patience for that kind of stuff, so I'm staying well away from it. However, that means I'm stuck with my 2016 MacBook. Anyway, good problem to have, right? I could be starving. So there's that issue. But the other thing is that I could potentially get like an Amazon EC2 or a Rackspace instance that's pretty beefy, as a place to compile and just work with the code faster. So that's one other option available to us blockchain folks. So with that said, yep. So make sure all your software is same version. Now, I did the compiling step. I did this step. It took like 2 hours, maybe even longer. And that was on my 2016. So if you had like a super beefy current computer, you could probably do that way faster. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I built the Parachain template. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did because I remember doing that. Cool. So now onto the chain spec. Your relay chain your relay chain your relay chain specification. Your relay chain specification. You will need a chain specification, chain spec, for your relay chain. You can use one that is included with this workshop or create your own. Note, keep in mind to always have one or more relay chain validator node running than your connected parachains. For example, if you want to connect 2 parachains, run 3 or more relay chain validator nodes. So okay, like that's cool for big kids, but I just want to get this running with the bare minimum so we can sort of get our hands dirty and sort of understand what's happening here. So, by the way, this microphone right here, I just got that set up today. I ordered the thingy. It is so nice to not have to wear headphones. The wire was annoying, so this is fantastic. Whichever chain spec file you choose to use, we'll refer to as yeah, okay. So this is kind of interesting. Let's take a look at first these 2 files here. What's this relay chain spec file? Okay, so we're on GitHub, and Parity Tech is the parent company behind Polkadot. So we know we're an official thing. And I'm seeing a whole bunch here, but I actually know what some of these are now. So West End I know is a test network. Rococo, test network. Polkadot is the main thing. Whoa, Coco. Well, that's fantastic. I don't know what that is, but it seems to be a mashup of West End, and Rococo. Polkadot Kusama is another test network. So which one are we looking for? Okay, so they said Polkadot, so I assume. Well, I assume they're gonna. So let's skip that exercise because I don't know which one we're actually supposed to look at, but I'm sure we'll get to that quickly. State mine, state mints. I actually know what those terms mean. I know state mine is one for the actually Cumulus network, I'm pretty sure, and state mint is the one for the Kusama network. Tick track trick track tick, West Mint Genesis. So I'm seeing more, and I'm liking these kind of hybrid names of different networks. Very cool. But I don't want to dive too deep before we understand which one we're supposed to be looking at. So if you intend to let others connect to your network, you should have the Genesis WASM and the associated chain spec for that. I don't intend to let others unless it considers one of my test nodes that we're going to run locally to be others, but I assume they mean other people. We're just checking if things work. We suppose we suggest use one of the precompiled raw chain specs. Cool. Yeah. I can jump to create my own chain spec in either case. You want to convert to scale? Okay. So option 1, yes, let us definitely use pre-built since we already created our own one in the previous video. And that was not fun the first time. So if you watch my video, you'll actually learn a bit about how poorly documented these docs were. So you'll learn some shortcuts if you watch the previous video. So yeah, I don't want to do that again. I know how much work that is. So there's 4 files here. Okay, so let's take a look at all these different ones. A 2 validator with Alice and Bob as authorities, useful for registering a single parachain. So I think we're probably going to do that, but let's just see what the other ones are about. 3 validator relay chain identical. Okay, so it just seems like a 3, and this one seems like a 4. Plain chain specs, more human readable. They can also use to derive new custom raw chain spec. Cool. So, yeah. That grandpa session thing, yeah, this is kind of the stuff we were doing on the last demo. I'm just trying to skip ahead to see what we do after we generate the keys. Wow. This is like a whole bunch of work. Do I actually need to do this? Let's go ahead to the next step and see. I assume we do, because they probably said something. If I intend to let others, for just checking if things working is one of the pre we have included for you. So maybe precompiled raw. Precompiled. That's a different file. Use without modification. Yeah, that's. Oh, okay. 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 Yeah, I don't need to adjust. I don't want to adjust. I want to just get going. So we're going to download this one. Yeah, it is the JSON file. Copy link. Oh, my terminal isn't open. Let's go ahead and open up the terminal. Make it large. And head to my external drive here. First of all, let's do a little bit of cleanup. Make dir private net underscore assets, and then move all the demo things from yesterday to private net assets, and move custom chain spec to private net assets. Now we're clean. I keep my computer way cleaner than my room. And now let's. Do I have wget? I don't have wget. Oh. Using Homebrew. I forgot what the other one is. Links. I think people use links. Anyway, I just like how you can just do wget address. Bad pattern. Oh, maybe I had wget the whole time. And when you hear bad pattern, you just do that. Yeah, I probably had wget. I probably didn't read. You're seeing me like not processing a lot. It's just one of those days. But feeling quite chipper regardless. Oh, it was an index.html? Huh? Okay, that's... I don't know, maybe wrong address? Yeah. Arm index.html. So let's, I guess we're probably going to have a lot of files here, so let's make a deal. Cumulus toot. And then move Coco to Cumulus toot. Okay. I think that's all we need. And now we're going to go to launch a relay chain. So, yeah, that's the file we just downloaded. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to go here, and then we're going to go into Substrate node template, which is from the first tutorial or the second tutorial. And it's like the main spot where all the stuff is, 6 gigabytes. So what we're going to do is paste that thing, and then we have to put in our chain spec here. So it's cumulus toot / blah. Okay? Boom. Huh? I don't have Polkadot? No, I know I have Polkadot. I know I have Polkadot. because that was the first step. But I did it a few days ago, so just bear with me. While I find where I put it, locate Polkadot. Maybe this will work. Scanning. Oh. Okay. So you see it's the target release. But I should have a Polkadot deer. Did I put it in Flipper? Okay, let's check my home directories. No. Oh, weird. Somehow it was here. Yeah. So move Polkadot into sub, into sub. Nothing's in there. Okay. I knew I did not compile that for 2 hours for it to go nowhere. So I guess we go into Polkadot. And now we try. I know we don't have a Polkadot here. Yeah, I know it is target. Release Polkadot. Yeah. So, okay. Just for now, like, I don't know how often I'm going to run this Polkadot. So just for now, let's just not put it in our path and just call it explicitly like so. That should work. Boom. Starting Babe authorship worker. Sounds fun. Now we're going to build... yeah. So back to launcher relay chain. Okay, so step 1 complete. Take note of the node's peer ID and the logs. We'll need it when connecting other nodes. Okay. Local node identity is so. Copy it. There's my node ID. Now we're going to start Bob's node. So this is interesting because we weren't launching the previous example from yesterday off of the Polkadot binary. We were launching it off of we were launching it off of, I want to go to the tutorial because I don't remember we were launching it off of node template. So that's kind of interesting how we're launching it from a different executable that's called Polkadot. So I can assume this is more serious and more for real. Bob's command, okay, it differs concretely from Alice's in that Bob has specified his own base path, provided his own validator keys, and used his own ports. If you're using raw chain spec, if I'm using this, I don't need to start additional nodes. But okay, what chain spec? I just assume Yeah, I will use the same chain spec. I will use the same chain spec as before. Is what I'm assuming. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to go here. We need another window. Okay. Going there. And now, what the heck is in my paste buffer? It's that. Cool. So let's first take the node ID that we just got from starting Alice and go back to here and insert Alice peer ID. And I'm pretty sure we're running off of 127. Let's just check. Oh, interesting. Alice is, so 9944 is the port that Alice is running off of. 127.0.0.1 colon 9944. 9944. And then we want the chain spec. And if you notice, Bob is running the WS port off of 9945. I don't really know what the other ports do. They did explain them, but I have not really gotten dirty with those ports. My hand's dirty. Chain is Cumulus toot / that thing. Oh no! Right. Because it's not in my path. Well, there's a reason to have it in my path. Target / But I'm getting the feeling that I'm going to have to recompile this a lot. I don't. Target / target / release, right? Yeah. Invalid IP address syntax. Wow. What the heck? Oh. Oh. Okay, that's weird. I think it could be a few things. Let's first start by just Googling that string. Well, it's interesting. It came up from the tutorial from yesterday, which is where I was going to look anyway. I know you're not going to believe me because I didn't say it, but I swear. So there's that syntax. What the, okay. What the heck? Oh, what the heck? This is the same syntax as I used yesterday. 27.0.0.1. Oh, okay. That's what I did. I specified 9944, but I probably don't need to because it's not there. Is it in the chain spec? Yeah, so now we see it just went from idle, all this idle, to discovered new external. It probably was in the chain spec. Let's take a look at the chain spec. 9944. No? Okay. Well, it seems to know. So maybe it's either a default or it's smarter. Oops. I forgot to do this step. Oh, no, that was the wrong tutorial. And it didn't, so yeah, I didn't have to do that. Cool. Cool. So optional, yeah, don't need to do that. Next, reserve a para ID. So, I know that thing. So we're going to go to network parathreads. So, or we're going to go to boom, click on that. Wait for it, and then we go to network parathreads. Cool. And my head just got cold. To connect any relay chain, you must first reserve a para ID for my parathread that will become a parachain. It is called a para ID because the same ID can be seen as its parachain or parathread ID. So thread becomes a chain. I actually know what that is. Wow, I know things. Go to technology here. So you see right here, parathread is similar to parachains, but with a pay-as-you-go model. More economical for blockchains that don't need continuous connectivity network, and then parachains are sovereign blockchains. I bicycled today, so I need a stretch because I'm feeling tight. Oh yeah, got a good vertebrae adjustment right there. So, easiest way, click on parathreads. It was a beautiful day today, by the way, in New York City. Unbelievably beautiful. Perfect weather. Plus para ID button. Boom. Now I assume we're going to need to do Alice. First, let's read this little thing. To do this, you need to have sufficient amount of currency on the network. This is 20 units on testnets. Check the amount on my relay chain. Okay, so it's, yeah, I need currency. Nothing is free, and they're real. They didn't say Alice, and I'm looking at the image here. First off, I'm confused. Because they didn't specify, like, oh, it's a Rococo local testnet. They didn't really say to do that, but if you look at the image here, it says Rococo local testnet. So even though they didn't explicitly say it, I'm going to assume that that's what we do. Not the account used to register must also be the origin. Well, I assume that means Alice. Another point of confusion. Wait a minute, I can't do Alice anymore. So the question is, do I just do this Rococo test network? Oh, well, let's just kind of find out. Let's just hit para ID. Oh, here is where you chose that. I guess we'll just choose Alice 2000. Fine. Oh, I have to sign in and submit. So I'm suspecting that was the wrong thing. I assume we go to our local node 9944, except this says 9004 up here. See Rococo 9004? No, it's really tiny. It didn't say anything about signing in. Okay, let's read the docs here to see if I missed anything. No. That the account used to register the Power ID must also be the origin for using this Power ID. Once you submit this successfully, yeah, but it asked me to sign in. In testnets, okay. So clearly something is not documented well here, so we're gonna have to figure things out. Well, it says that we're okay. It says we're on the Rococo local testnet. $99.40. Right, it has that selected. This is selected. Okay, so let's maybe just go there. Alice, cool. Sign in and submit. Oh. Cool. It worked. It worked. So I was getting all scared about that sign in and submit button because it wasn't covered in the documentation. And probably a bunch of you are being like, dude, idiot. Well, it is what it is. Note the account used blah blah blah. Okay. I don't see the thing, but I don't think the parathread thing was there before, so I assumed something happened. So we'll begin by deploying Parachain template with ParaID 2000. These instructions are written for ParaID 2000. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Parachain collator binary below. So we need to do this command, and I'm pretty sure that I compiled that the other day. Locate, or I'm pretty sure it's in Polkadot. So cd Polkadot target release. Locate parachain dash collator. Isn't that what it was called? Yeah. Okay. Don't have that. So did I? Going back to the. It's in Substrate Parachain template, which I do have. And locate probably didn't work because it hasn't cached my external drive. Yeah, sweet. So target / release / that. Okay, it worked. And now we go back to this. Yeah. Obtain WASM runtime validation function. The relay chain also needs the parachain, the logic, the collator node. Okay. So just run that. Uh-oh. I'm one more away from tearing my hair out. Okay. There's my 2 files. Start the collator node. So we're going to be using the relay chain spec. And where do those files go? I assume it looks for them in the local directory or not. Specify our relay chain spec. Okay, should work. Now I've got 3 things running on this machine. Oh boy. We are just a happy family. Discovered new external address for a node. Okay, we've got 3 things working now. And I just want to head back to this. Yeah, cool. Collator is a thing. Maintain shards by collecting shard transactions and producing proofs for validator. I'm pretty sure Alice is a validator. Cool. So we're kind of running a more sophisticated chain than before. First thing to notice about this command is that several arguments are passed before the lone dash dash. Several more are passed after the Cumulus collator contains the actual collator node and also embedded relay chain node. The arguments before the dash dash for the collator. The arguments after the dash dash, so that's this thing right here, are for the embedded relay chain node. Well, that's not explicit. Go forth and make it explicit, my minions. I don't actually want minions. I do want minions, but I want to reward them handsomely, and only minions that want to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. Only self-selecting minions. We give the collator a base path and ports as we did for the relay chain. We also specify the pair ID. Remember to change collator specific values. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I realize I wear the hat in a weird fashion. So I do this for cold, and then like this for medium cold, and like it's like temperature control. Right? Because sometimes it's too cold to just have it off, and sometimes it's too, like, thermal balancing it. But it just looks weird, you know? Function over form. So we're back. We give the collator something. I'm about to cough. XCD second time for second Parachain. No, I don't need complicated yet. Is it working? At this point, my collator's logs. So let's go back to the uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so we can know which ones these nodes are by looking at the top of the terminal. So the uh-oh was for how are we going to keep track of which one is which. And I do have multiple screens here, but, you know, trying to do this all in a video. Keep it on one screen. So we're seeing idle. It's not necessarily a good sign. Oh, but there's a whole bunch of idle down here. Loading grandpa authority set. So let's go up to the start here. Yeah, I'm seeing that. It's probably okay. Cool. Now we're going to register our Parachain. We have our relay chain launched and our Parachain collator ready to go. Now we have to register Parachain on the relay chain. Uh-oh, this is for real deal. For realsies. In the woohoo! This will be accomplished with Parachain auctions. But today we'll do it with pseudo call. Interesting. Oh, they said they were saying in the live Polkadot network. They're not. Yeah, they wouldn't have us. Well, let's just keep reading and see where they have us actually register to. Which chain? There are options for you to accomplish different types of registration that we cover below. Only one is needed. Note all methods depend on. Okay, parity. Yeah, we did that. We saved it. Well, no, we didn't save it. Because it didn't give us an option 2 if you're running a network. No, we're not. Option 1, parasudo wrapper. Sudo schedule para initialize. Okay. Option 2, register para thread. And let's just go with option 1 because I have no idea what these are. Option bypasses slot lease mechanics entirely on by Parachain or Parathread reserve. This is the simplest and fastest way to go about testing, but note there was automatically offboarded at the next slot where any parachains without a lease are downgraded to parathreads. So make note of the next, okay. Slot period and be sure to re-register as needed. Go here. So we're going to go developer sudo. I call it sudo. So sure some people call it sudo. And it is the super user doing, but I just call it sudo. So please, hopefully you can live with that. Sudo. I've always said it to myself as sudo. Pick parasudo wrapper, blah, blah, blah. Developer sudo page. I'm going to go to developer. There it is, developer sudo. Okay. Now we choose that. What was it again? Parasudo wrapper. There it is. Oh, there it is. Parasudo wrapper. I can think of Tootsie Roll wrapper, like sausage wrapper. Let's stick with Tootsie Roll. Execute sudo schedule para initialize. Boom. Set the ID, para ID to 2000. Oh, here's those files. Here's where we're going to use those files that we developed. Set the ID para ID to 2000. Set the ID para ID 2000. File upload. I don't think it really matters. I know that's the wrong sub. Sorry, I'm trying to like drag this there. And then it was in Parachain template, I believe. Target release. And the fact that it's not date sorted is driving me bonkers. Maybe build? Where the heck? Okay. Where the heck did I put it? I need to create. Oh, that's an annoying thing. Volumes. / Okay, so find. Huh? Oh my goodness. No. What? Maybe. Okay. That's what's going on. It's been a while since I've used find. These particular commands have been cached. There it is. It's in Substrate Parachain template. I'm sorry, I went too deep. And some of you are probably saying, I just saw it. Yeah, there they are. So, like so. So the first one is Genesis head is the Genesis, and then validation code is the WASM. So Genesis head is the Genesis. Boom. And that is the WASM. Okay. Next step is set parachain bool option. Yes. Parachain bool. Yes. And pray. Sign and submit. Oh, it wasn't sign in. It's sign and submit. Fees of 35 point something unit will be applied to my submission. I hope Alice is the right account. Yep. So no error. Event viewable in Relay Chain Explorer page. So where is that? Maybe chain state. Maybe Explorer. It was probably this. The sudo, sudid. Fine, I'll try and say it's sudo, sudid. I've never heard sudid, but it makes perfect sense. Somebody has a sense of humor here. And I like it. Block production. Color should start. Yeah. So let's go to the collator. And should start producing blocks. Grandpa thing. Let's see how long ago that was. Ooh! Prepared block for proposing at 1. I was getting worried there. Pre-sealed block. Very cool. Yeah, prepared. Very nice. Very nice. Seems fine. Chains purge. If you must purge your chain. No, your sole collator is the only home. Okay, your sole collator is the only home of the parachain data, as there is only one node in your entire network. Relay chains only store header information. If the parachain data is lost, you will not be able to recover the chain. Okay. If I must purge, no. The relay chain checks the latest blocks of each parachain when relay chain block is finalized. Any parachain blocks that have been completed validation process are also finalized. This is how Polkadot achieves security. Sorry for my reading. We can keep track of what parachains are registered by going to Network Parachains tabs in the UI. Ooh, this is fun. Network Parachains. Okay, yep, there's a parachain. Cool, those are my validators. There are no non-voters. Ooh, this is fun. This is like a little playground. Yay, a little simulation. Parachain. Like a parachia pet. So, next step, interacting with your parachain. The entire point of launching and registering parachains is we can submit transactions to the parachains and interact with them, connecting with the apps UI. So we've already connected the apps UI to the relay chain node. Now we can connect to the Parachain collator. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Open another instance there and connect it to the appropriate. So this is a really figure out your own thing kind of thing. But I have a clue as to which one we're supposed to connect it to. So yeah, so let's do that order wise. The old one is on the left and the new one's on the right. Local testnet template dash parachain /1. So let's see if any of these are template. So I'm seeing clues. Because it does say Parachain collator template up there. Yeah, and this is parity Polkadot over there. Although it says Rococo local testnet. So somehow it just... Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't just somehow. It was probably from the port number here. 8844. Yeah, 8844. So that's... Yeah. These docs are throwing me off. Submit transactions. You can make some simple token transfers to ensure the parachain is operating normally. Oh, scary, but exciting. You can make some on-chain remarks by going to the extrinsic page of the system and remark intrinsic if you have a working parachain. Extrinsic system remark. So developer extrinsics system remark. Zup. Submit transaction. System ready. The thing is moving here. And I want to close my eyes while that happens. Ooh, opened them right at the right time. Yep. Looks good. Cross-chain message passing. A parachain is its own chain. But one key feature of connecting to a common relay chain is the ability to communicate between the connected chains. This area of functionality at the cutting edge development, and for now, is not implemented in this workshop. Okay. Okay, thank you. Add more parachain nodes. I don't think I want to do that. Parachain can work with only a single collator, but that is not very decentralized. An adversary. I don't want adversaries, but I don't want adversaries. That sounds scary. You should have at least 2 validators running for every collator. So this is like to set up your own thing, which could be useful for some of the smart contract attacks that I might want to simulate in the future, but I don't think I want to be doing this right now. Non-collating is also start non-collating. Simply leave out collator. And I assume by non-collating we talking about fishermen and nominators. And probably validators, but anyway. Launch with Polkadot launch. Launch development environment with Polkadot launch. Overview. Now that we've gone through the procedure of manually launching a relay chain of a few nodes in Parachain, you can automate testnets for development and testing. Polkadot launch is a node utility script that does it for you. Note, this isn't a replacement for the manual process, as this script is not a perfect fit for all use cases. Let's install the utility script and try it out. Okay. Let's see if I have a free... Yep, I do. Uh-oh. Didn't copy. So now we're going to do some yarning. And I get to close my eyes again while it's happening. Cool. 15 seconds. Let's check the install. Yeah, sweet. I don't care about option B. Oh, well, that's cloning your own. In this exercise, we launch a Polkadot relay chain of 3 nodes. Oh, I just 3 nodes and 2 parachains, each with 1 node only. Let's just like skip through and see if we really care about this. I mean, it's kind of relevant. And launch a relay chain in just a single command. Okay, so I want to do a little skipping ahead just because that's boring at the moment. Substrate developers are familiar with the Substrate node template will find the Substrate Parachain template familiar. They've all same general structure, node runtime palettes, directories, their runtimes are similar. Yep. Differences from node template. Yeah, so I was kind of noticing this at the start. This palette is designed to inject information about Parachain's registration in some runtime. Currently, it just injects parity. Message broker palette. This palette is responsible for distributing cross-chain messages. Register validate block. Each parachain must supply a validate block expression function expressed as a WASM blob to the relay chain. Thanks to Cumulus creating this function for Substrate runtime is as simple as adding a line of code. No grandpa palette. Many Substrate runtimes, including they're missing from Parachain template. This is because Parachains follow the finality of a relay chain rather than running their own finality gadget. That's a new term. This is fundamental. Polkadot's architecture will not change. So the collator's service is entirely different from the node's template. Well, you can find similarities. Using the template, the instructions on the following sections walk through a basic exercise using the Parachain template. They may be followed in any order and do not build on one another. That's what I like. Template palette. Huh? That's like 3 lines. External palette. Parachain development. So the instructions in the following sections walk through a few basic examples using the Parachain template. For a more thorough primer on Substrate development, go there. The instructions assume you've already... There's like 3 lines of code, if that's what... Modify this palette by adding storage items. Okay. I kind of sort of did that already. Adding external palette. The section is a work in progress and will be fleshed out later. Add substrates. I already added the next palette. But the difference is they want us to add this for... that was before it was like a local testnet. Rococo testnet registration. Parity registration. Rococo is Parity's official test network for Cumulus-based parachains. Important note, as parachain being developed at a fast pace, you need to use the corresponding tag version of Cumulus and Polkadot for relay chain parachain compatible to each other. Please test registering your parachain locally before attempting to connect to Rococo. Polkadot 99, Cumulus 99. And let's just make sure that's the same as back here. Yep, 99. So the docs are up to date as far as that goes. So let's try. Yeah, let's try to do this, and then we'll call it. Just because those other examples were kind of not fleshed out and boring. Request rock tokens, like Rock Nation. Rock is the native currency on the Rococo test network. You'll need some rock, okay? I need to register on Rococo as a parathread before able to experiment on Rococo test network. If you have any questions, please join Rococo and please join the Rococo faucet channel. Well, that's gonna take time. 5 rocks to pick. Okay, so let's go get some rock tokens. Well, this is fun. Oh, it's just like there's a bot here. Rocket, you need to register to register on Rococo as a parathread. So what I'm seeing here is all you do is do drip by something. So what I'm not understanding is, what do I drip? So let's join the Rococo challenge. Channel. Rococo. Okay, wasn't Rococo from art history? Yeah, it's an architectural style. So let's do something totally relevant and look at Rococo architecture examples. It really rolls off the tongue. Rococo. It sounds Italian. Late Baroque. Italy. Country, France, Italy, Central Europe. Yeah, that is baller. Very. When you think of like European royalty stuff, and loving it. Okay, so let's ask some questions. Hi, I am trying to complete the Cumulus Rococo tutorial, and it has instructed me to get some rock from here. I see hashtag and that people are doing drip ID. What exactly is the ID? Before I waste any humans thing, let's just Rococo drip faucet. Let's see if there's an explanation. So I have to drip. Okay, so cool. I didn't need to. Rock is the native thing. Okay, so what is my Rococo address? What is my Rococo address? Rococo 8 address. These are Polkadot. So it's a testnet. So the first clue I have for getting my Rococo address is here on this screen. Because we did do that register parathread thing. And I'm pretty sure it was from here, developer. Was it under extrinsics? Was it under RPC? No. Was it under chain states? It was under network parachains. That's where it was. Parathreads. Overview. So I have a parachain. Maybe that's the address. How do I get this address? 'Cause that's only part of it. See, there's like a dot 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 in there. Explorer. Node info. Okay, so we still the same question. What is my Rococo ID? So let's just see in the documentation, learn, is it under Parachains? Is it under, maybe under general? Basics. Row. Right, how do I get... Oh. Yeah, so it's referring me back to the workshop that we just came from. Reserve a para ID. So this was the step. So I'm stuck. So after sufficient research, question is verified because I'm stuck and they keep on saying ask here if you're stuck. So I will start the stream again when I have an answer. All right, so it's been nearly an hour and I didn't get an answer here. I'm feeling this room is kind of dead. I can ask this question elsewhere, but I still don't know what my Rococo ID is. However, we have accomplished most of the tutorial here in that we got this Parachain collator running in a network with 3 nodes in total. A Bob node, an Alice node, and a collator node. We at least looked at launching development environment with Polkadot launch. We didn't do it, but let's at least understand that there is a tool there for doing things faster. It has a configuration file here. I believe it works. Not really interested in doing that because I want to actually go and develop cool things on the blockchain, and I'll only do this when I actually need to do it. And then we saw the Parachain development thing. But now the real question is I have to sort of do some soul searching, some researching offline to figure out what I actually want to build. Because I haven't found a team yet for this hackathon. I found an interesting team, but the guy hasn't gotten back to me in 2 days. So I need to do some thinking now, and I'm probably going to finish another tutorial tonight. So, with that said, happy blockchaining. Check the description below if you want to get a link to this tutorial. And by all means, drop some comments in the chat, and would appreciate a subscribe and a thumb up if you've made it this far. And thank you. Happy blockchaining.